You see, ever since I started YouTube or kept going about it for some time, there's always been that thing at the back of my mind that maybe I should focus on something else. If I put this much energy into YouTube, imagine what I could do if I just took this energy that I put into this and put it somewhere else. So it's always been that negative thing in the back of my mind, kept on saying that, I mean, I'm not going anywhere with this YouTube thing, so what am I doing with it? But somehow I just kept on going. This voice has been there since, well, 2023 October. So now it's crazy how that was 2023. The whole of 2024 just kept on going. I mean, sure, I had the newsletter. Now, I started the newsletter in February. So from February until, say, September, I never really had the nagging thing that I could stop because always felt like writing was my best medium of getting my thoughts out and everything that I needed to get out. I was always able to do it. Whereas YouTube is like a foreign medium. I mean, the first video, man, it's just really bad. It's embarrassing to look back at. But with YouTube, it's always been camera is not good. Okay, upgrading the camera or what are the angles? How do I speak in front of the camera? But then now, I took a bit of a break from YouTube. The plan was for me to relax on the YouTube side and then focus on schoolwork and then also the business that I started, which is still Pics now. So mainly like still Pics has replaced Sebworks. So that's been what I've mainly been focused on. Okay, so that was the plan for me to focus on just these three projects and work on them so that at least by the end of June, then I could bring Sebworks back in. And then I had a lot more leeway to work on Sebworks since all the other things had been cleared away. But the problem with doing it that way is that I'd forgotten what kept me going on for so long. That Starbucks is what I used to clear my mind. So in times when I couldn't study, generally what would help is that I'd do a video and then I'd be able to study, or I'd do a video of me studying. But besides that, there are quite some many other things that I've learned here and there in doing business on the side. Main focus really has been setting up the business because it's like once you start something, you're gonna need now to build the momentum and setting it up. And then once you have it set up, then it's a lot. Not necessarily easier, but you at least don't have to do the things of setting up everything. So if someone asks you for something, you already have it in hand, and you can just sign and then you can move forward. Whereas if someone asks you for something when you're starting, then you need to go and create it and then figure out what do you create and how do you create. So now still Pix in some sense is established. And in that it has helped me clear something in my mind where beforehand I used to group philosophy and business together. So whenever I thought of philosophy, I thought I had to do a business, something business wise, especially since I started Suburbs. So I had to figure that I had to do something related to that. It was always bundled up together, which is why then I could imagine that frustration came in when now I'm considering YouTube and the newsletter wasn't making any money or getting any sustainable clients or any or things like that. But then now, before or in the process of starting it, I then realized that philosophy is quite different from business, and then that's also different from the academic side. So my problem was that I had bundled philosophy and business with academics. So then now there's always these two opposing sides that were fighting each other. Do I do this or do I do that? But then I enjoy both things. So then how do I do that? There was always a clash between the minds. But then there weren't two things, but there were three things. There was the philosophy side, the technical side, which is then the academics, and then the business side. So now, if I took a break from YouTube and the newsletter, what am I doing back here? Well, like I said, I missed one critical thing in the with keeping Starbucks out is that Starbucks is my place where I relax and clear my mind. So then that's then why I think that it's good for me to bring Starbucks back. But then this time not without any deadline specifications or I release this then, I release that then. But now instead of treating this as a business, now I'm treating it as a hobby that I'm enjoying it. Now I'm thinking of doing YouTube and the newsletter as hobbies and what they were supposed to be. I mean, I already have a business, so that keeps me working on that side. Besides, perhaps taking a step back and making this a hobby. Now, what I'm also doing right now is to not create the mistakes that I did with the previous time. So, I think that's one thing that's helped with this break is that I realized the mistakes that I did with YouTube, really, and the way I went about it and so on. I'm quite a perfectionist. So, in the process of being locked in, I also get locked into making things as perfect or as good as they could possibly be. But then the problem is that then I get locked in on the time aspect. So naturally, if you're gonna make something good or really good, then you're gonna need to factor in the time that you take to do it. And so this is here to just let go of that instinct of being focused on the perfection side, but to also get things released and properly making this my own corner in the internet too. So now the radio, the way I did it from 1 to 10 was that I'd write a script and then try to make it as natural as it can be. But then now I'm somewhat going back to the roots of it all. in some sense. So if you see the thumbnail, I just looked at that and I thought, you know what, let me start a radio, and then that's how it went. Now, I think I did that and I did the first episode and realized, ooh, I'm going to need to plan something here. But then now I'm taking a step back and like, maybe not plan so much. Saying what's on my mind, and sure, there are going to be some moments where it's going to be really bad. But if I keep it to 10 minutes, point is experimenting now and properly bringing out the best way for me to do what I want to do. So now, episode 11, season 2, in some sense. Season 2, episode 1. Doing things a bit differently, doing things much better, doing things in a better way that then is much more sustainable for me, but can get me the best way for me to do things. And also, it's easier for me to then drop little nuggets here and there if I do this format, which means actually more videos. But I'm also focused on still pics with creating our own videography or our own catalog. So if you do click this video, that's one. That's a video made for still pics. But then now still pics created its own channel, so I might be focused on there and then actually working on that more full time. So these might be the type of videos to expect where I don't think as much, but I'm able to get my thoughts out. Or also on the podcast, it's a new year, it's a weird year for me, and I'm just seeing how all things unfold. But it definitely is a better year in some sense. I'm not as stressed. I'm not as burnt out. I'm not pushing myself to the extreme that I did before. And I think this is how a radio should be, or a podcast should be, not pre-planned, anything like that. Those are proper for proper videos where I want to go into the visual aspect of things. This one is more the radio, more chilled, more relaxed. And yeah, welcome to my little corner on the internet. So that's the end of the video. Like I said, I'll actually probably put the behind the scenes. So all of that I did, oh well. No, damn. Please, recording audio was lost. Recorded audio was lost at the label. Damn, that is not good. This time I have the audio. Stopped it. So until I unplugged the mic before I stopped the recording, so that might not be a good thing. Episode, yeah. Okay, looks like it's putting, so I might not have lost the video. Looks like I got a bit too excited. In any case, this is my recording. So that was my backup plan, to use this recording audio instead of the one that I had now. Okay, so let me edit this and then release it now, or maybe tomorrow. Or maybe tomorrow. Which one to release first? Should I release the behind the scenes or should I release the proper video? I mean, behind the scenes would be a lot easier to edit. I mean, a lot quicker to edit, less videos, less time. Actually, ooh, that would be difficult. Yeah, but what time is it? It's 1. Well, in any case, whichever one I release, that's the one I release first. So, yeah, suppose I'll see you in the next one. Even though I know I said that before, but yeah, I'm also thinking of finding a different phrase for all of this. But I'm not gonna say I'm back, but doing things a bit differently. Behind the scenes, okay, now I'm just rambling. I don't know what I'm saying. So, goodbye, and I hope you enjoyed it.